everyone, Daisy here with another layout. This one is for the 12 Days of Spring YouTube series that Christy and I are doing together. And so each day we're going to be using the number or a certain number of an element that remind us of spring. So our first one is one rainbow. So I am starting out with the scallop cut file. This is from the Paper Issue shop. It's a free scallop background, I think is what it's called. And so I am going to be using different strips of this in my watercolors, and I'm going to be creating a rainbow effect with the watercolors. So I'm just kind of going through, and I want kind of a thick layer of color on here, so I'm going to go over them a couple of times. I'm just using my cutting mat as a kind of desk protector. Works out really well here. And so I'm just going to go through, you know, the usual rainbow colors and get them all on there. I did speed up this process quite a bit. I think it's on 8 times just because it's just me using a watercolor brush and painting strips. So I'm just going to finish these up here, and then I'm going to move on to my background. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for a background, and since I had my watercolors out, I'm like, well, let's try doing something kind of different for me here. So I am starting out with a white piece of cardstock, and I wanted to make really big watercolor splatters. Like, I've seen people do this, or I've seen it on people's layouts, and I have not ever been able to get it done the way I wanted it to, and so I decided to play around and see what I could do. So to get these bigger splotches, I'm using a bigger watercolor brush, and I am really getting a lot of water and paint on my brush, and then I am kind of starting at the top of the bristles by where the handle is and squeezing down with my fingers, and then actually the drip seems to come more off of your finger than off the actual paint or off the brush itself, and then it creates these lovely like huge droplets, and I really like how it turned out. My fingers end up being a mess, but it really turns out exactly the way I want it to. And so I'm just going to go through with each of the colors that I used to make the rainbow strips and just come up with it's kind of random, but kind of not. Like, all of the colors are kind of in an order, going in a circle almost, and I'm adding little splatters along with the big splatters. And there, that got a little bit too much with the purple, so then I felt like I had to go back with all the colors and add some more. Excuse me. And I didn't have the exact colors for some of the ones that I was looking for, so I did mix like some blue with some purple, and just to make the, you know, what I was looking for. I'm just trying to clean up my watercolor a little bit here, and then I had to wait for that to dry, and once it did, I decided to stitch down each of those strips using a coordinating colored thread. And so I did that off of camera. And also, oh, I'm sorry, I have like the cheap watercolor set from Michaels, and so some of those big splotches, the paint kind of cracked off of it, so it didn't like soak into the paper at all, and it just kind of bubbled up and cracked off. But I actually like the way that the splotches look because they have like a dark outer ring and then a lighter inner ring, so I actually am okay with the way that turned out. Now, these photos I'm using are of my son when he was probably like 18 months old. We were at, I think, a McDonald's play place in the ball pit. And of course, you know, with your first child, you are in the ball pit, you're in those stupid tube things that they climb through, you know, making sure that they're okay and that they don't get scared or stuck or whatever. So it's a picture of me in the ball pit with him. With the second child, you're a little less, you're more like, okay, go do it on your own. And then with the third one, you send the other two up with them so that you can just have a little break, right? Yeah. So anyhow, I'm in the ball pit and I'm using this other cut file that's also from Paper Issues, and it says "You Color My World." And I thought it was perfect for the fun layout that I have going on here. And then for my one rainbow, I am using this little rainbow sticker, and that came from a Paper House Productions sticker set. And I love it. It's perfect for that space in between you color. And I just cut that out of the title out of black cardstock because I thought that it would pop more off of the background. And now I believe I'm looking for some sequins, and there is a Spiegel Mom Scraps sequin mix called Rainbow Bright. Excuse me. And it has, you know, obviously rainbow colors. So I am going to pick some of them out and just place them, you know, with light colors on light colors. You did see me use a little bit of baby powder, so that keeps the sequins from being staticky and sticking to each other. Little tip for you. I don't actually open the baby powder. If you have baby powder and you tip it upside down, like a fine little mist of the powder will come out, and so that's all I do. And it works perfectly. So I'm just placing these around here, trying to find the ones that I like and putting them with the right colors. And yeah, that's pretty much going to end up being my layout. So if you haven't already, head on over to Christy's channel and check out what she created. She also did some mixed media, and let me tell you, it's gorgeous. I'm super impressed, and I can't wait to steal that idea. So you should head on over to her channel. There will be a link below for that. And then come back for the next 12 days. We're going to be doing a new video with a new prompt each day. And so I'm excited to see you back here. I did end up having to pull some purple sequins out of a different sequin mix, but yeah. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.